Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and welcome to the monthly vlog for October 2022. Let's do this.
Come on, let's go!
So October, this was a very busy month, and just overall with a lot of things. Certainly for toys, just period. And that starts off with there were a lot of cons/events this month. Some that had been pushed off from earlier in the year, and then some that were just planned to happen at this point in the year, and they just crossed over. First one being Hasbro PulseCon, which started the last day of September and then continued October 1st. So, obviously had that going on, and going through all these things, my notes aren't great, but there was also so much. So I'm going to try and keep this as kind of short and sweet as possible, and just going over the very essential of kind of what caught my eye. So Hasbro PulseCon, the selfie series had launched, and it's starting at $60, supposed to move up to $80 at some point, I guess. As of me recording this video, it is still at $60. So if you are interested, I have my review, because I was not, they were due, I think, mid-November, and I actually got mine in hand the other day, record my review, and that went up the day before I actually recorded this. So please go check that out, and if you're interested, and to see if it's for you. And yeah, so that kind of came full circle, a lot quicker than I expected. Also, Power Rangers Wave Lightning Collection Wave 13 was announced, and that is awesome. Obviously, those are all instant pre-orders from me. And Marvel showed a lot of retro card stuff, which looked awesome and great characters, but nothing. I think Spiral was the one that really caught my eye. I was kind of that's a maybe. And beyond that, G.I. Joe revealed, I think, Copperhead, the Crimson Bat, which I think I pre-ordered through Big Bad Toy Store, and then Serpentor went up for pre-order, and sold out in that first round. However, came back around today, actually. I'm recording this on the 27th, and Hasbro had its premium Hasbro Pulse premium live stream and stuff like that, with a bunch of reveals and stuff like that, and Serpentor went back up, as well as Dr. Mindbender. So second chance at those, and I heard those lasted past the premium window as well, which is excellent. So that was that. Then let's see, Walmart CollectorCon also happened this month, and that was I think around the same time as Hasbro PulseCon, or it was the same time as New York Comic Con, one of the two. I think it was New York. And yeah, so for that, sorry, my notes are a little bit out of order here too. But we got the Black Series Halloween themed figures. So the Wookiee, which is originally a Walmart exclusive, and as of actually a day or two ago, that went up on various other website retailers as well. So that's now widely available. But the Skeleton Trooper is still a Target exclusive, and that was actually showing up on shelves as of a couple days ago. So that was all cool. And then the only thing I have is some more WWE Retro line went up for pre-order, and that was Macho Man, The Rock, Typhoon, Mr. T. And for in terms of anything else, He-Man, the Cosmic Skeletor for the basic line looks incredible, and so that went up for pre-order as well. So that's all I got from there, or that kind of caught my eye. As I said, that was probably about the same time as New York Comic Con, and I have no notes for that, and I think that's just because I was overwhelmed. I've been definitely back and forth mentally lately, certainly all throughout this month. So for that, I don't have anything written down. I know there was lots of reveals, and there were no exclusives that I was actually chasing from that con, so that kind of thankfully slipped by, especially again with something I'm going to talk about at the end of the video in regards to pre-orders and stuff like that. So that was awesome. And I think that's it. So that's, again, and then I guess finally would be the Hasbro event today. So that's 4 pretty major events, 2 from Hasbro in the span of a month, which is ridiculous. So that is what it was. And then going into just kind of individual stuff that came up that caught my eye. First one was Mattel announced a ringside exclusive WWE Raw is War ring that comes with a Ultimate Edition Kane in the like reverse colors, so the basically fully black suit with the red accents. That looks amazing, and I was able to pre-order that thankfully because the ring looks amazing. I have an idea for a display. I know I haven't done that display, the collection video yet. Again, that's still contingent on me getting a couple more shelves just so I can fully realize what I've got going on here. And now specifically a kind of Raw setup, a like WWE Raw setup is part of that. So this is actually pretty cool. So I'm excited for that. That's due early next year. And then Mythic Legions did another seasonal release as part of their Figure Obscura line. This time it was Halloween themed and it was the Headless Horseman. Looked amazing. Again, just too much coming up at once, and I could not throw down for that. I think it was in the $100 range, and I was just like, I couldn't do that. So, and not only that, but they shipped instantly. They like announced it and it shipped and people got it. And so there's tons of reviews up there. It's awesome to see. It looks like a great set because you got the horseman and the actual horse, and just amazing to see that. So really cool that could have just kind of like come up and happened. So then moving on from there, let's see. Oh, Action Q, who had done the Dino Fury Red Ranger, the like tiny one that I had reviewed and is usually part of my imports, part of my size comparisons, did announce, pardon me, the Green Ranger, the MMPR Green Ranger, and Lord Drakon, both of which look amazing. As far as being able to find those, I believe those are up on Tool Collector. So hopefully remember to put a link at in the description for that. So check that out. And if I don't, please call me out on it in the comments so I can remember to do that. And beyond that, let's see, we got some more Hammond collection, Ankylosaurus, and a flying dinosaur that I didn't actually make note of. Again, I've been very all over the place this month. It's been overwhelming and just a bunch of stuff. So that's awesome. And those are through Target. I believe Hammond Collection is Target exclusive. It definitely seems to, or not Target exclusive, but it's Target in terms of actual physical space, and then online retailers like Big Bad Toy Stores. So that is what it is. And but they've been plentiful on Target shelves, which is kind of nice to see. And finally, yeah, I think is the last thing I actually have written down, so good to wrap this up. And that is just the Power Rangers Lightning Collection and Cobra Kai mashup went up. And that was, I think rumors had started probably about mid-month, and then they revealed it randomly a few days ago. And at first it was, so 3 figures were revealed. Dan Russo, I have not seen Cobra Kai, so I have no reference here. I have seen the Karate Kid movies though. I've seen all 3 movies, or the original movies. Was there a 4th one? There might have been. Let me know in the comments. But so yeah, you get Daniel, you get what I'm assuming is his daughter, and those are just basically the Ninjetti Rangers with new heads. And then finally there's a Skeleputty, which looks amazing because the suit, it's basically the normal putty, same head, hands, feet, like boots, but they have like kind of this sort of design, and that's awesome. So that one I will absolutely be picking up. And that's all I have for news. Again, these get kind of weighty, especially if a month is very heavy like this, so I'll probably reformat the vlog again at some point for that. But yeah, in any event, that's the news that caught my eye. Let me know in the comments what caught your eye. And let's move on to the next section, which are my notable acquisitions for the month of October. So let's do that now. So, notable acquisitions for October, and this was actually a very light in-hand month. Everything else was kind of accumulating, mostly via my pile of loot on Big Bad Toy Store. So for stuff I actually got in hand, which includes stuff that I pressed the ship button on in September. So we're gonna start off and with the one thing that I actually talked about in the last section, which was the Hasbro Selfie series, went up for pre-order right at the beginning of this month. I did that like day 1, like hour 1, and got that together. The estimated arrival date was November 14th, I believe, and it just showed up a few days ago, or a few days ago, probably about almost a week ago. So I have this, the review for this is up, and yeah, so as you can see, I'm not gonna go into detail because I did a whole video on it, so please check that out if you're curious. But yeah, definitely interesting. I added the shield. It's just the Red Ranger body with obviously my head on it. But yeah, so pretty cool, and I'm definitely glad to have it. But again, finer points, go watch that video. And my honorable mention for this month, actually, I usually do this at the end, but I'm gonna do it now. And this is not something I bought, but something I finally put together. I said I was gonna make a new plastic avatar, did that. So I now have a Valaverse Action Force version of myself. Again, not 1-1, but it works. And I honestly just love the Valaverse figures and definitely wanted to use one as a kind of on-screen counterpart for the most part. So that was kind of fun to put together, and you know, I've still got some improvements to do there, but that will happen. Number 2 is actually one I got this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. Just happened to go by Target, see what they had, and Super 7 Reaction Mothra. And I did open this, but you know, I don't have enough Mothra figures in my collection, which is really strange. I have one Sofubi, and now I have this. So this review will be going up sometime next month in November. But yeah, really cool. Actually, my first reaction figure I've opened too. I had a couple and I ended up selling them before. I mean, they look great on card, but this is one I want out and displayed. So there is that. And finally, the big one, and this review is also up if you're curious. And another Super 7 actually, the Super 7 TMNT Ultimates Slash, which is just unbelievable. Top 10 immediately. Not sure exactly where it's going to fall on the list, but I can't put this thing down. So probably pretty high. So yeah, if you're interested as to why, again, check out that video. If you haven't, pardon me, I just want to make sure it doesn't actually fall because it is very heavy. But yeah, that is notable acquisitions for the month of October. So let's move on to personal news, wrap up, and all of that. So let's go now. And just one quick addendum to this section. I don't usually do this, but however, this item came in on the day I was going to be editing anyway, so this worked out. As you can see, I got it queued up behind me. But one more acquisition for this month is the WWE Elite Collection Chainsaw Charlie, which I had expressed in an earlier video. Super psyched for this, and you know, probably one of the most anticipated wrestling figures for me personally this year. So it was awesome to have this in hand. So that's all of the acquisitions for October 2022. So finally wrapping things up with, you know, wrap up personal news, shout outs, all of that good stuff that we put here at the end. And yeah, not too much to speak of. Just again, I've kind of been in and out mentally for the duration of this month. So, you know, you know, not too much going on in terms of what's going on, just kind of day-to-day stuff. But things I've been kind of alluding to earlier in the video, or not alluding to, but kind of saying, and then saying I would elaborate later, which is now just crazy amount of pre-orders coming in, like crazy amount. And I mean, that's not even just stuff that was like slated for this month, but stuff that was supposed to be coming out next year, like next spring. The specific ones that come to mind are from Hasbro, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Street Fighter crossover, Chun-Li and Ryu figures came in. Big Bad Toy Store, and those just, I got a notice like Preorders processing soon. I was like, oh, just not expecting that. And so yeah, definitely getting hit with a lot of stuff I didn't expect to be. So that's, I don't know if that's the case. Like, let me know if, is that you as well? Because I feel like, you know, I definitely collect a wide array of things, but I know there's people who collect, pardon me, even more. And yeah, so that's gonna be crazy for some other people. And yeah, that's kind of taking me by surprise. So yeah, definitely causing me to kind of look at more of what I have on pre-order and stuff like that, and prioritizing taking pre-orders out, stuff like that. And you know, definitely a necessary thing, a jarring way to have that come about, but it is what it is, and just kind of rolling with it. So that was the thing. And yeah, beyond that, there's some kind of news outside of this with toys and stuff like that, but into music and stuff like that. I've finally started having ideas for a different project, not transdusk related, that I don't know when that will materialize or come up, or I've got ideas, I've got lots of things floating around. I have all this sort of stuff, but nothing I would say solidly, just because it's kind of constantly moving. But it felt good to actually have kind of a little bit of a spark again, and that was kind of cool. So we'll see where that goes. And you know, so hopefully maybe sometime next year something will show up. Let's see. I really want that to kind of materialize more. So we'll just see what comes of that. And beyond that, just preparing for next month, and you know, all that might bring. Who knows? The future is definitely could be anything. And so yeah, I've got I'm already working on reviews for next month. So I'm kind of thankfully ahead of schedule again. Again, this is kind of the thing that keeps me sane, keeps me going, keeps me in tune, and just somewhat grounded, I guess. So again, I appreciate all of you being here. Certainly if you're watching this much and watching me ramble about anything, hell, even this vlog is just a way for me to kind of, you know, I have to do it. If I don't feel like it, it's just, you know, get myself out there and, you know, make it happen. And I feel better at the end when I'm done. So I appreciate any of you who are watching this certainly to the end, and just that are here in general, because this is just random. I feel like everything I do is self-indulgent, but this certainly. And yeah, so thank you all for being here. And with that as actually a good segue, moving into shout outs. And you know, shout outs, a lot of the same names could be coming up here again, you know, just who I interact with. And, you know, my wife Tracy, who absolutely keeps me grounded in here, and you know, my best friend Joe, they're the two people I talk to every day. And then, you know, I want a special shout out to Saga from the Figure Trap, or AKA the Figure Trap, here on YouTube. You know, he had gone away for a while and now he's back, and dude, I'm glad you're back here and you're creating videos again. I need to catch up on the last couple, but you know, I'm glad you are back here. So yeah, so welcome back. And then of course, Evil Villain, actually another individual I talk to every day. You know, thank you so much for being here from the beginning and talking to me, and again, being another person who keeps me grounded and sane. And of course, my friend Nicoletta out in Arizona. You know, thank you for being here. Thank you for making awesome music, which is also another thing that I need to be more in tune with, just in general. So yeah, that's everything. So that's October, spooky month that has been very different, or at least felt different for me. I don't know if it's the same for you, but I honestly hope that all of you watching this are having a fantastic time, like totally living in the season and just drinking it in, all of the pumpkin spice, as it were. So yeah, just all my well wishes to you, and I hope that you have a absolutely fantastic Halloween. This should be going up the day before that. So yeah, have a fantastic Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, whatever you celebrate, and Samhain. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the other side of the veil. So, and which is to say next month. So, yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.